Hi, I just wanted to let you know I've been working on this video for the past hour, and I just want to apologize. I had everything planned out. I was going to put all of my notes on a teleprompter and read it off the teleprompter, and the presentation I had planned out beautifully. But for some reason this morning, I could not get my technology to work. Me and technology are not friends. We don't get along. And so I just want to apologize ahead of time. I'm going to be reading off of my notes, and I hope that doesn't bother anyone. So I want to jump into the video I had planned, the topic. And have you ever asked yourself, what's next? I know I want something different for my life. I just don't know what, and I don't know in what direction to go in. I don't know what's next. And sometimes we get stuck in that, not knowing what's next. So clarity is what I wanted to talk about today. How to get clear about your next chapter. So sometimes I know it's overwhelming. Yeah, it has been for me too at times. We tend to want to plan everything at one time. The whole book. We want to jump ahead and just plan the chapters in our life and just plan the whole thing. But sometimes it takes slowing down a little bit and being a little more clear about the next chapter and then the next chapter. So I wanted to talk about clarity. Maybe you don't need to figure out your entire life. Maybe you simply need to get clear on what's next. So I have 5 steps or 5 things that you can think about as you're trying to figure out clarity and the next chapter of your life. 1, identify what matters to you now. What matters right now to you? What matters to me may be different than what matters to you. And as we go through different seasons in our life, that may look differently. Yet another reason to take it one sentence, one paragraph, one chapter at a time, instead of trying to build the whole book. So what matters to you right now? Next, identify what you want more of. Do you want more time in certain area of your life? You want more time to travel? Do you want more time with family? Do you want more time to build certain relationships? Do you want more of certain things that you enjoy, certain hobbies? Not just time, but do you want more resources? So looking at what do I want more of, or what do you want more of? Identify what you want to change. Is there a change that you've identified that needs to be made? Maybe a habit that's not as productive as another habit. So looking at change. Is there something that I can do to make change, whether it be a small change or a little bit bigger chunk of a change, then that can help me get to my goal? Choose one direction. I have this same issue as a lot of people, and it's very common. We have times where there's so many ideas floating around in our heads, and we want to go toward all of them. They may all be really good ideas or really good steps to take in getting to our goal. But taking one small step or one step at a time or one direction at a time actually leads to being more successful or meeting that goal in a more successful way. So I want to encourage you to think about, if you have a lot of really good ideas or a lot of really thoughts about how you can meet your goal, just taking it one direction at a time. And then finally, I kind of let the cat out of the bag, but one step at a time. One small step at a time. Small steps leads to bigger leaps. And so making sure that you're not trying to do too much at one time. Take small steps. So I have 5 questions that you can think about or reflect on. You can even write them down if you want to and journal on them. But what do I want more of is one of the questions I'd written down. What do I want less of? What is going on that I want less of that's taking up time maybe? One big one that I've heard lately is maybe scrolling. Spending 2 and 3 hours scrolling. Maybe I want less of the time on my phone, more time doing something else, less time on my phone, or less time in certain things on my phone where I'm scrolling or I'm not being productive as I want to be. What would I like my next chapter to look like? I love that question. What do you want the next chapter of your life to look like? The whole purpose in this video is to think about that as the goal, but not jumping into it. Clarity. So thinking about, what do I want my next chapter to look like? If you listen to the Rain or Shine podcast, we have, I think it was 2 or 3 podcasts that talked about dreaming big with God. And we talked about that in that podcast. We talked about what the next chapter can look like, the dreaming big. But I do want to emphasize, small steps leads to big dreams. And so thinking about what you want that to look like. What is one step I can take this week? What is one thing you can do this week to help you meet your goal? Yes, it may be something that you identify that's going to take time, but is there one small step you can do this week to help you get to that end goal? So those are 5 questions that you can think about. Choose one answer and turn it into a specific action. And so over time, it may be a slow process, but you're getting your goals met. You don't have to know your entire path. You just need enough clarity to get to your next chapter or to make the next step happen. So this is the information I wanted to share with you today. Join us on the Rain or Shine Coaching and Collaborative YouTube channel. I plan on doing 1 video a week. I'll keep it as short as I can. Some may be longer than others, but 1 day a week, I'm going to release a video similar to this one. I'm going to come up with a topic and meeting goals. A lot of what's centered around finding purpose and linking it to your faith, transitions, how to rebuild when you've shifted in a major life change, how to rebuild yourself, how to rebuild your purpose, find that worth again, or find that worth at all. Some people have a hard time being able to connect with that. I wanted to share with you that it's very similar to dial-up internet. Do you remember dial-up internet? Some of you will and some of you won't. Dial-up internet is the first way that we could search the World Wide Web. And I remember having to plug in that cord to a landline, which is your house phone. You plug in that cord and you click on the link or the icon on your computer, much bigger computers than what we have now. And you sat there and you waited. You heard this awful sound as it was trying to dial in and connect to the World Wide Web. And then there was a circle on your computer screen, and it was turning and turning and turning and turning, circling and circling, and it just took forever. Sometimes that's what life can look like. We can sit there and circle and circle and circle and struggle in making a connection with our goals or where we're supposed to go next. God has a plan for you. It is an amazing plan for you. And sometimes we can get stuck in trying to figure that out. So every week I'm going to release one of these videos to try to help give you some resource of finding clarity and purpose and worth and identity and working in that direction. And I also think that I should mention our newest employee, Maggie. You've seen a video of Maggie, so I do plan to release what's called Moments with Maggie at least once a week as well, so that you get to see Maggie while we try to get her to work around here. So she is our chief hype officer, and she is just so funny and so interesting and so sweet. And I just wanted to do every week Moments with Maggie, and I hope that you enjoy with what we have planned with Moments with Maggie, and for you to get to know her a little bit more too. So I hope you have a great week, and next week I'll be releasing another video. So subscribe, come to our channel, and look for these videos. Also, every 2 weeks we do release our podcast. Margie and I, we try to do 2 a month. So every couple of weeks we will have a new podcast released, and we're hoping to have some guests join us in podcasts upcoming. And we hope that you join us for all of that. So have a good week, and I'll see you next week.